I ran across a few video clips earlier and I've seen the memes, and I honestly didn't believe it was that bad. The Fast franchise is just ridiculous at this point. I remember watching it and it got a lot of people around my age to enjoy cars, enjoy souping them up, making little tuners and stuff like that, and it was just amazing. And the fact they would show like semi-obtainable cars really kind of sparked a lot of people, at least in my town, around the area and around other towns I used to live in. Like I said, people my age that would get into these cars. Now it's essentially a superhero movie, and I honestly am disbelief about it. So that was from a previous movie, 7, 8, 9, 10, whichever one it was. I haven't kept up with them since the that whole heist one where they go to, I think, Mexico, and they had the two cars running down the highway with a vault, which I thought was pretty stupid. Stopped watching it after that. So the fact that he launches himself and the speed at which he hits the other car after catching Letty, that's kind of a done deal. That makes no sense. That speed would kill, maim, whatever. They're done. They're not coming back. Fucking bug on a windshield. I don't want you to think that I'm just ripping into it just to rip into it. Like, I don't know that a lot of people worked on these movies, and a lot of the actors have enjoyed doing these movies. One or two haven't, but the fact that they started out with like an $80 million budget on the first film, made 200 and some odd thousand dollars, or sorry, 200 and some odd $1 million, and then fast forward, now they're making way more than that, and I believe the target audience that they started to make these films for, most of them probably ain't there anymore. 5 was their big box office kickoff, where they weren't just making like 200 million out of $80 million. They started making over $500 million, $500-600 million. And then around 6 and 7, that's when we started seeing the billions. So obviously whatever they were doing is working. But if you look at not the recent movie that came out in May, but the one that came out before that, they're starting to go back down to 700 million, which obviously there's still an audience to watch. But I'm just wondering, being the box office is kind of trickling down, and are they going to keep going with this? Because I have more clips I found, which I just, like I said, I haven't watched the new ones. I thought were ridiculous. The fact that plane caught that car in the air, I get it's just a movie and you're supposed to, subvert expectations, but there's just only so much you can do, especially where they came from. This isn't like Marvel, which I was a big fan of when they first released, like Captain America and everything. I went to all the movie releases. I couldn't wait for the Blu-rays to come out. I would always buy them every single time they released. I was a huge fan. I've loved all the Marvel movies and a lot of Marvel comics, and I was a big Marvel fan, just a base level fanboy. But that's not what Fast and Furious was about, in the beginning. So I'm kind of wondering why they're trying to do this superhero style gimmick. It makes no sense to me. And I'm not trying to bash the movie in a sense. I'm confused about it, really. I wish they would have stayed on the premise of street racing. I think that would have been really good. They are growing with their audience, and they're doing crazier and crazier stunts to kind of just blow up more and more and more. But I'm still not following why they don't see that they're being made fun of so much. Now, obviously, there's going to be a bunch of people saying, oh, well, you don't understand, or this is the point of the movies, or just shut your brain off and watch it. Now, I understand the shut your brain off and watch it. I watch a lot of dumb movies. I watch Amazon movies left and right. They're just horrible, not even B-rated movies. This is the bottom of the barrel. Thanks Killing. I thought that was enjoyable and loved it. And if you haven't seen it, look it up. It is a horrible watch, but really funny. Rubber makes no sense. In fact, it was so bad I don't even remember it. I watched it and can't remember a single scene from it. The fact is, I'm not a critic. I don't know anything about writing. I don't know anything about filming. And I honestly don't see how these movies are blowing up so well. Obviously, it's just action and people are just like enjoying just the fact it's a vague written story. and just kind of going with whatever comes out with more and more villains every single time. If I had to guess, one of the people that kind of started making it go down is The Rock. And the reason why I say that is before all this controversy has come out about him now, I don't know 100% everything about it, but I do know all of his history of being super head up his own ass because he refuses to be a villain in a sense. He's done one movie I saw that he was a villain, which was Faster. Pretty decent movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. But as of late, he is selling himself as not a person anymore. He's not The Rock in a sense. He's not Dwayne Johnson. It seems like everything The Rock has touched has started to get worse. And this is actually a fun little fact I found out about certain action stars. And it was because of the Fast and Furious. I saw somebody talking about how in contracts, they have to sign who is the bigger hero. And, oh, well, my hero can't get punched. We use Steven Seagal as an example. Steven Seagal will not get his ass whooped in a movie. That's how bad it's gotten. That an old 90s sort of martial artist, he's an Aikido master, something that we don't really see. It's had really no use in MMA that I've seen. But that's the type of comparison you have. He will refuse to get his ass whooped. And then now you have people that have to watch the editing, the screening, and everything to make sure, like each punch they throw, they can only throw so many punches, they can only take so many hits. My hero can only be down this long. Well, my hero, who's been around the franchise this long, can only be down this long. A lot of this can be seen further in, like, we'll use Black Adam. Black Adam was okay. I enjoyed it, kind of shut my brain off and watched it. But from what I've seen, The Rock got involved way too much, and he should not have done that. It ruins anybody's take on it. Like, if you go to watch it and you can just tell, oh, this is just The Rock as Shazam, not even Black Adam. He's just The Rock. It's not Black Adam. It's The Rock. That's all it is, and that's all it's going to be. Is when you got these bigger-than-life superstars being assholes and just taking over everything, we the viewers or we the fans or DC nerds, Marvel nerds, Fast and the Furious, anybody that was originally here for watching the old style of it, where it was just racing, to what is now spy flicks and spaceships, which is getting out of hand to me. John Cena was a mysterious brother that came out of nowhere. Who the hell knew that was coming? And that was the clip that kind of made me think they couldn't get worse, which I was obviously wrong. But the fact he knew to hit this post, it would break perfectly, turn his wheel to lock that in, and swing it around, wreck, and not get hurt. Makes no sense. I would say like John Wick. John Wick's a good movie that's been coming out, recently. It does well because he's a hero that gets hurt. The first one takes place of, this set period of time, starts off, gets his ass whooped, whoops ass, still gets hurt, whoops ass, gets hurt, and in the end scene, he's fucked. He is hurt. Then the second one takes place however long after the first one. It's not directly after, because obviously he was going through kicking somebody's ass, but he's healed up pretty nicely. And then everything kind of goes back over. Now, given John Wick's going to be a back and forth, but at least with John Wick, you know what you're going into. This is what it's selling. This is the type of fan base it wants. It hasn't really changed. Now, the Continental either has come out or is coming out. I haven't sat down to watch it yet. I'm probably not going to watch it. I don't like spinoffs all that much. So, I hope it does well. I like the universe of it. But I just thought it was crazy that I've been seeing all these videos and clips of the Fast franchise and just realizing it's really dropped off, and I feel kind of bad about it. In a sense that, it's their own fault, but I just think it's really horrible that a franchise that was built up is now just looks like shit to me. But I guess I'm done tearing into it. If you like it, you like it. And, obviously, if you want to support them, go do what you want to do. I am not downing anybody that's a part of the projects other than The Rock. I don't like The Rock. Dwayne Johnson, that asshole. Other than that, I hope everybody enjoys my video. Hope you leave a like, share, subscribe, however you want to do it. And y'all have a good one.